attachment style. We got flight, that's dismissive and avoidant. We got fawning, that's anxious and preoccupied attachment style. And then we got freeze. And the freeze state, kind of like, someone else is going to fix this. Like, the earth needs help right now. We all need help right now. We need each other. A lot of us, like, gotta go without. Why are we not coming together? You know, and also, freezing is kind of like going in the grocery store. And then you're gonna see all this meat and eggs and stuff and plants, knowing that they all came from hell on earth. Like, we are in such a freeze state, not acknowledging how children are being treated in like daycare centers, all being put together the same age, like one adult for all these babies, like, and then even older kids, like it's even more kids for one adult, and how stressful that is for kids, and how that's an opportunity for bullying, for kids to hurt each other, that is their nature. That if you look at animals, like all of our animals and our plants, like, why do they have to grow up in solitude, yo? Like, when are we gonna wake up from this freeze state that we are in? And that is just our food. I'm not even talking about our air and our water and what happens with our pee and poo. Like, we are in such a freeze state, about tens of thousands of gallons of our food going into the ocean, and we could see the seals choking on the beach. We could see them, and we're talking about how they have this toxic thing, but no one is talking about the cause, you know? And we keep just like putting band-aids on. We're putting infinite band-aids on wounds that do, like, we're just creating more wounds with the band-aids instead of going back to our nature. Gotta say the jig is up. And then the fifth F is devastating, because the fifth F, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and then the fifth F is F-U-C-K. And what that means is we exploit each other and use each other. And women are with men that they would never ever be with. And they date men that they would never date if there were not market economy and domination ravaging our planet and our lives. And when are we going to admit that schools are traumatizing, that work is traumatizing, that our universal needs are the way? We must have merit-based systems. Yo, merit-based systems. That we must have need-based systems, because merit-based systems, that's what domination government does. It like explains things. It takes a village, an indigenous village where everyone is operating just fine and with nature, and we could be higher beings just like the indigenous, except high-tech ones. So we have like Jetsons villages in the sky, but let us rise and ascend as higher beings, and in doing so, we must be liberated from domination systems. So, domination systems cause us to act out or act inward because we get so stressed out, and those are the 5 F's. Those are the ways that we act out and act inwards. And that is why we need prisons and we need treatment centers, but these are just a band-aid on the problem. They are not the cause, right? And what we want to do is go to the cause and change the cause. And you change the cause by changing the environment, because the environment is traumatizing. So if we know baby animals cannot, like, you put them all together, then they're gonna bully each other, right? We don't want that. We want the parents to be there. because that's how we learn social skills. And then we also learn that someone always has our back because our parent is there. Otherwise, there's going to be an injury that no one is ever going to have our back. And we need to know that we got each other's backs. And you cannot know that you got each other's backs unless the elders are freed from their places that they're at. Because, you know, the younger, you know, I'm not going to say younger because we're all ages. I'm going to say the more sprightly, right? Because some of the elders may be wanting to, like, do a lot of the, you know, tending to and taking care of and in the hard labor ways, not the tending to and taking care of the children. And if we look at all of us as always tending to and caring for, then we are using the most amount of love and the least amount of force. When we use the most amount of love and the least amount of force, we feel so amazing and vivacious that we feel like we could do anything because we start to see that our love is super duper powerful and that we really can do anything. So step one is the jig is up. Domination systems hurt us. And the way that we overcome is by being loving, by meeting needs. Step two is we turn it over to love God and nature. And God's voice is within us. I call that God. God's voice is outside of us. I call that nature. And then I use love. We use love as the most amount of love and care and the least amount of force and control. And good morning. And I believe that we must include love because if we don't say we love and care, if we are not invested in the struggle of the other, then we are not going to be participating in a healing, elevating, inspiring, moving experience that will be life enriching and changing. So we must dissolve all of these buildings like this and then we will bulldoze. It will be amazing. They used to have these like drunkard asylums. So this is like, you guys are like the court. Well, we don't want a court. This is like a healing center. So people come here to mediate, right? So we've got to get some hot springs, okay? I got some goddesses in here. They look like mermaids. So I need some lagoons for my mermaids, okay? They're the most vivacious. They're the ones in charge of the sheriff's deputies. They're the sergeants. And they're gorgeous Barbie, beautiful mermaids, and I support them. I kidnapped one of them with my yoga ribbons. I told her, you're free. She said, no, I'm just going to go back and be loving. She is a queen. So we are going to bulldoze everything so she could be free and she could be in her lagoon with my other goddess squad. And let me tell you, we are meant to be together creating through play and inspiration. That is our creative state. And that is where I want us to be. I want us to go there right now. I want us to get to step 3. Here we go. What is your meaning and purpose? Do it right now. And you might not even know it. Can you believe that? You're going to get a tickle torture right now. Tickle! You're way too lovable not to know your meaning and purpose. You must know your meaning and purpose. I just came up with the 5 steps, so it's okay if you don't know your meaning and purpose, because no one's ever really asked me that. So I kind of just figured mine out, like, a few years ago. And then I just figured out that meaning and purpose is really important. And I found out the 3 wounds, the separation, scarcity, and meaning and purpose. So we gotta get our meaning and purpose on. I'm Daisy the Venice Healer. I'm here to awaken and unite us, those 2 things, to bring us together and to awaken us. We are higher beings meant to be more loving and caring. What is your meaning and purpose? We cannot all be doing the same thing. So we gotta find our own, and it's gonna change a lot. So I have identified 4 areas of resistance: giving, receiving, learning, and teaching. So step 4 is we gather and we find our soul tribe and we get rid of the resistance. No more resistance and teaching and learning. How many classes do you want?